5 live. Thank you very much. How is everyone doing this wonderful evening? This wonderful
I literally
evening.
only care for day long.
Are we live yet? Yeah, we are live. Holy shit, we're live. Hey! Hi, how's everyone doing? Wait, give me a moment to actually bring up where I can see if anybody is chatting. I'm not gonna tell you to like and subscribe.
See, why'd you bring that up?
Do that if you choose to. Do that if you choose to. You might not like what I'm doing. Why would you subscribe to what you don't like? I wouldn't do that. That's just fucking stupid. But anyway, I'm gonna say hello to all those people who may or may not join our live stream. I want to thank you for joining our live stream. And I want to say a few things.
What?
Okay.
Oh my god! Oh my god!
Welcome to the ChAoS. Once again, me and my sons. Right now, my bro is out doing the most, and I'm proud of him because he's doing the most. And it took a long time to get to it, from December to now. But it's happening. It's happening. I'm fucking happy as fuck from a bro. We had some crazy situations. I've touched on them. It's like literally life has said to us, we like you guys, so we're gonna let you make it, but we're gonna make it really hard so that you enjoy us. We want you to enjoy life, and we enjoy it when we do it. And when we don't enjoy it, well, we make ourselves enjoy it because the fuck, we're alive. We have an opportunity to live and do whatever it is that we decide that we want to do. And today we had some fucking fun. Let me tell you about today. Right, we got up early. Well, we didn't get up early. We were woken up because we don't know how to go to sleep. We just sleep in corpse. What's just sleep, you said? You're chilling and then you're sleeping. That's just sleep. Corpsing? Well, that's when you just pass the fuck out wherever you're at and you're dead to the world when you do this. There's no waking you up. At least not within the first hour of corpsing. Corpsing usually takes about 4 hours, max, corpse. Then the corpse is reanimated. We walk around the house like normal people. But my 2 young sons, when they first awaken, well, especially my son Jaden, he is not the happy corpse. He looks mad. He looks like he wants to rip the faces off of everything around him. So I don't bother him when he first wakes up. I don't try to be like, oh. Now my son Miles, he's not very awake when he's awake, but he is not as mean looking.
How am I supposed to
when
play
he
the
first
game
wakes up.
when this stupid Windows update is making it do this?
What's it doing?
I just told you it's freezing it.
You gotta go download CC Cleaner, I just told you.
Can't use CC Cleaner.
Yes, you can.
You said it was paid.
You can use certain features. You might not be able to shut stuff down, but right now you just need to clear your registry. Your registry is completely cluttered. Your cache is completely cluttered. I can tell you that right now.
I don't think
I promise you,
I said I don't think it's the computer because the minute I
no,
update
Miles,
it,
your cache is managed by your software. Run CC Cleaner and clear out your registry and your caches. Promise you, your computer will stop freezing up.
Sort of.
I guarantee. And if it doesn't, then you can slap me in my cheeks. On my face.
Oh, okay, that's a slight buff. Slight buff.
But yeah, so we got up early this morning. We went out and we went with our neighbor to drop her daughter off to get her hair.
Is that even what it is already?
And then we went to Valley Kitchen and we had a delicious breakfast, and it was good. And I don't usually eat breakfast. I don't know why, because I love breakfast. It's such a good meal. Sausage, patties with house potatoes with peppers and onions, and they were cooked deliciously, not burnt. I hate when somebody gives you some burnt shit and just throws it at you like that's the way it is. No, that's not the way it is. That's the way you gave it to me, and you expect me to accept this, and I don't want to. So yeah, they were good. They were cooked
Yeah, buff.
Usually I like my potatoes a little
Buff.
bit harder, a little bit more crispy, but
Buff.
these were fucking on point.
Buff.
A little salt, a little pepper, pow, bam.
Buff.
Eggs over easy, perfect runniness.
No,
Perfect
fuck, big
runniness. None of that yellow,
Oh,
white,
no,
uncooked,
This is a nerve.
you know,
It
egg
stunts,
white
thank God.
that you sometimes
It takes
get when
so
people
long.
do your eggs over easy. I don't
Cake
like
work
that.
never used in
And I don't
bacon.
like sometimes
And
when
now
people
pop-
do it
bypasses.
and then you have some yolk that's cooked and some of it's runny. That's not over
Except
easy,
Dodge,
god damn it.
but doesn't
That's
hard
not
Dodge
over
anymore.
easy at all.
Interesting.
Over easy
And lag
is,
removed. And
god
lag
damn it,
removed. Stunning
cooked
Dodge
egg
removed.
white,
Man.
uncooked
3%?
yolk, warm yolk, but
That's so
uncooked.
much. That's a
I want to sop it up with my goddamn sausage and toast, and I could do that today. Cranberry
I do
juice,
know those
smacking.
Cool down, so I can't use them. Perfect.
Delicious.
Bam.
Delicious. And with good company.
No
So,
wonder you were able to get out so
it was a
fast.
great day. And then I came home and played some video games, massacred some people in
Yeah.
MechWarrior Online, me and my son. And then I corpsed. I don't even know why or how this corpsing came about. But it did come about, and I corpsed. My sons obviously were still enjoying themselves. And then one of them came in and was like, "Dad, it's 10 o'clock." And I'm like, "Oh,
Dad,
why?"
I came in there.
I'm like, "Why? What's 10 o'clock? What's so special about 10 o'clock?" Like I was completely and totally confused as to what it was that they were telling me at the time. And then they told me, "Oh yeah, you know, your neighbor gets off at 11 o'clock." You know, I've got my eye on her. I've got my eye on her. Well,
You need to make sure I figure this fully out. I need to
Like,
figure out the full extent of how busted they are.
She's making me think certain ways, things. Happiness and joy. Scared though, you know, that happiness and joy will be temporary. I don't have time for temporary happiness and joy. I'd rather just be not happy with other people and just happy with who I'm happy with, because I know they're never going to disappoint me, you know. Oh, how do you know they never will? Because they won't. That's why, because they're my sons. But what about your older son? He wasn't my son. He made it perfectly clear. He said he only has one parent.
Yeah, I'm gonna use the
and that
last one.
parent's
That's
not me,
one
so
of the
he's not
parents.
my
That's how
son.
busted
My
they
choice
are.
of him, not me.
Because we see
But I know these
super
two are not ever going to do that. I know it. Because I would never do it to them. So there's
Since
no
you
reason
don't
for
private server,
us
it
to
means
do
it's easier
anything
anymore.
negative
We'll
to
have
one
do
another.
this, 'cause I don't feel like buying one.
You know, we have
I
a
don't
wonderful
feel like
relationship,
buying
me and my two youngest.
Mm-hmm.
Wonderful relationship. We share everything with each other. There's no secrets, no questions that go unanswered, nothing to
Alright.
hide. Because, and I know people are probably like,
So,
well, why would you put children
Although,
in grown folks' business?
Calm your ass down.
Well, they're gonna be
Here,
grown
I
folks
just
one day,
not
right?
get my
Okay,
ass
so then
worked.
shouldn't they learn grown
So
folks'
you see that?
business
That's
while
what
they're
speaks
still
into
children, so that when they become grown folks, they're not
this
trying to
whole-
figure it
you
the
won't see
fuck
what
out
they're doing.
as grown folks,
So let's just
fucking
say, how's
up,
that?
doing
Yeah,
childish
alright,
shit.
yeah, then I can do this.
Ah, yeah, it makes sense, doesn't it? Okay, well then don't question why I do
Then I can
things that I
fix
do
it
with my kids.
again.
It's my kids.
Beat the shit out of
As long as my kids aren't fucking up anything that requires you to
Rousey's
deal with
trying
it,
to
then
protect him
you
with,
should just mind your business.
rapping, but it doesn't work on Chris as
Yeah.
well as it does Rouse.
It's the problem with the world right
now
now is you have too many
See?
people who don't know what
It's
they're
mainly-
talking about,
you're
telling
mainly
people
taking-
how to do things,
Oh wait, no, I'm only
and
taking
they don't
damage
know what they're
from the
talking about. So
Dodge
the
helmets,
things
so
that they're doing
you're not doing much
don't
to me
make
at
any
all.
fucking sense.
It should be
They
gone
don't
now.
make any sense.
Don't kill me.
You
Just
know?
get me really hurt.
They don't make any
Or
sense.
actually hurt enough that I can tell to notice the difference.
I'm trying to tell you how to
Alright,
deal
that's
with your
good.
children. No, don't
Perfect.
beat them. Time
Now
out.
I'm
Time
supposed
out
to
for
make
what?
some
Time out for them to
sense.
sit and think about how they
Why?
won't get caught the next time? No. You let them
And
know what
Rousey
the
now
absolute
has- oh, wow,
consequences
actually,
of their
Chris,
actions are.
It's a Christian thought.
And if it's violence, then bring them the
Now,
violence.
one
Just
of
don't bring them the full violence, but bring them the violence. Because that's what they're going to get in the real
Also, hang
world.
on, one-
The real world's not going to sit them down and say, hey, hey, hey,
It has a cooldown
you
of
sit over there in the
60
corner and
seconds
calm
before
down.
you
Yeah, the corner for
60
that
seconds.
life is prison.
That's
And
not
who the
long.
fuck wants to
you
go
can
there to
reroll-
figure shit out?
reroll maximum
Right?
times
Like,
per cooldown, I'm assuming.
No, I don't want my kids to
No,
ever see
I
the
don't know
inside
how I'm
of
something
a
like that.
cell
Whatever.
anywhere, unless they choose
For now.
to sit in one
I'm not
because
gonna
they've
go very long.
replicated it in their own home, and it's just
This is
funny
it?
to them,
Oh,
right?
that's
But they
funny.
wouldn't find that funny. Why would my kids find being locked up funny,
I hate
or
this. I'm not
at
that.
all desirable? They wouldn't,
They didn't say
because they
removed
don't.
it, so. Hitting me gives me.
So,
all-
right,
Wait, hit me in the middle. Hit me while
there's
I'm-
no one here yet,
Do it
so
now.
there's no questions being asked. So I'm just gonna keep rambling on.
I
Eventually, you know what I'll do is I'll
That's
tell a story. You know, that's what I do.
can't right
I
now.
tell stories.
Probably because I'm
Because why
arm
not?
stunned or the cooldown finally went on.
But what I am gonna do
That's so
is I'm
cool.
gonna
They're
send
actually so cool.
this
That's dodge. Thank you.
link here
I don't want to put dodge on
so
it, but
that
now I know how to use Rouse more.
one of my people can join in on this story.
Mm-hmm.
Me and this
I'm trying to
person
remember what
are
I'm
actually
doing. Oh yeah, I
planning
see Rouse's version
on doing a
You should totally try
a
these
live
things.
stream, like sort of like a
They're practically like
podcast.
5 fucking characters.
Which I am totally down with that because that would just be interesting, you know? Like,
Yeah, I can
why
switch
wouldn't that
to
be
Chris.
interesting? It would be interesting. It would
I
be
messed
very
up.
interesting.
But yeah, I figured out how to
You
do
know?
it now.
Anyway, so I would like to see him pop up so we can kind of discuss
Double barrage.
what
No, we don't hit the double.
we plan on doing, like what topics we want to tackle.
Do this.
What
Alright, now we switch
things
back
we're
to
going to
Rouse, 'cause
discuss.
we have a tag
Are we
team,
going to
so let's
have
see what he
people
does.
call in? I know what you're saying.
Hang
You
on.
have 265
Something we did last
subscribers.
time.
You're not big enough
Switch
for
to
that.
Chris.
I have 265
In back-
subscribers.
oh, into Susie.
I'm big enough for that. Why?
So
because
Rouse
that's
8
265 people
the tag team moves
that are subscribing to what I
He
do.
doesn't involve himself.
And I'm not going to try to lead them astray
I'm
with
trying to figure out what
bullshit.
else there is.
I'm not going to give you guys any
Hang on.
information that I don't
Last
know to be
dance, right?
fact, number one.
Well,
And I also make it
Take
perfectly
Rouse
clear,
out.
these are my thoughts, my opinions. This is how we do
practice
things.
your
It may not
combos.
work for everyone.
Should have done one really good combo on him. Oh.
But if you're not here for the
If you want me to
talk
fight back,
and the
I'll
chat,
fight, but other than
at
that, I
least
wanna
be
see what
here
Last Dance can
for
do
the
for
entertainment.
Chris. I want to see Chris's
What
last dance.
is the entertainment you
Is my
say?
action
Well,
crazy strong?
there's several different things
It's Noel, so
that
I
I
do feel
do
like there's
to
gonna be ice.
entertain, you know, my audience. You've
Jeez.
got OMG Stupid Scary Stories, you know, you've got OMG's, you know, Ghost Stories from the World, you got Depraved, you've got the gaming videos, you got Into the Chaos, which is when we actually start going out and doing a little bit more urban exploration and
I don't know
perhaps
what this
maybe even
does.
some paranormal shit. Like,
Doesn't seem
we're
like
trying to
something
give
I'm-
you
Oh.
what you want without tailoring it
Hang on.
specifically
There we go.
to you because
Who's here? Get to it.
I may not enjoy what you want, right? And I'm not going to do
So
it
if Chris
just
forces
because
you
you
die,
want
you
it.
can't
You
tag
have to
team
enjoy
anymore. You
what
can't use your tag
I
team
and
moves,
my
which is just
family
Chris
is
and
doing.
Susie.
And
To
come
see
down and be
if
down.
Rouse A dies, it
You
doesn't
know,
matter.
I'm not
So I can
one of
still
those-
use them.
I'm not a YouTuber. Let's just say that. I'm on YouTube,
They're extremely
but I'm not a
synergistic. Like, they're
YouTuber.
based
I
off,
am
like, just
ChAoS.
doing-
We
They're
are
just
the
based off of
ChAoS.
synergizing off
We are
each
no
other.
order
Second, you have no
without
stamina. Their whole
ChAoS. That is who we
idea-
are.
their whole
We
gimmick
just
is
so
to
happen to be
life
using
idea.
YouTube
Speaking of,
as a
let's see if
platform
this
for
is
what
one
we do.
combo I really want to try out.
I've made it perfectly clear in any
Right.
video that you've ever seen in
See
the
how much
past that
stamina.
I am not
Let me see how well
looking
it
to be
is.
monetized. Now, if I become monetized, that would be nice. But I'm not looking for it because you don't get to
Try
choose
this.
who advertises,
Switch to Chris.
or do you? I don't
Switch to
know.
Chris.
Maybe you do. If
It's
you
not
do,
switching.
that's cool because
Oh, switch to
trust
after,
me,
that's cool.
my ads,
Do this.
people who watch my channel
Susie.
would appreciate said ads.
It
If
is.
the ads about games and shit like that, maybe something funny or some
Susie.
kind of product that I
it's
support that
difficult.
I know works.
Go on.
But me just
I'll figure out how much
subscribing
it's
to, oh yeah, they're gonna pay me, so yeah, I like Bud Light. No, fuck
Why?
you. And fuck them. And fuck that. Not for sale. Neither are my sons. We do
Truthfully,
what
it's
we
really
want.
based off of my time.
And if you like it, thank you so
you're
fucking
just-
much
you're
for being
being
down.
air.
All
Should we
right.
focus more on watching the M1 first?
Thank you. Because we do truly appreciate
Yeah, there you go.
our audience. Now, those of you who are here and are our audience, we want to
Yes.
cater to you.
Just fine.
Right? As long as it's within the realm of things that we like to do. You know, if it's along the lines of like, you got a video game you think that we should try?
Chris is so good.
Let us know. We'll try it and we'll post
Alright,
about it.
hurry up and kill.
I don't know if we're
Susie,
gonna necessarily
Susie,
do
Susie,
game
Susie.
reviews.
There we go.
Me,
We're
I'm
good.
probably not the person for
When
it.
she
My
switches to
younger,
the game,
you know,
which
my
is cool.
my sons would probably be the ones better suited to
I
do
can't
like
see it.
game reviews. Because I'm old school. I like certain shit, and there's a lot of games that are out nowadays that I just look at like,
So last dance for all characters gives you mana
Not
back and
interested.
everything.
I don't care
Like,
about
if
the
it's all cooldowns,
graphics.
gives mana
It's
back.
just a stupid
Wow,
game,
just being a really strong move.
right? Entertainment movies. Like, I've been showing my sons
Alright, cool, I'm killing you.
a
this
lot
one
of the
then.
old movies like Goonies and Harry and the Hendersons. You know, movies that talked about at the core
Really
of the
cool
movie,
beta alphas with
family.
face-ups.
Harry and the Hendersons,
Well,
family, Goonies,
Probably not gonna
friends,
add that.
and
Maybe maybe
family.
I add it in a second.
Now, of
final.
course, there were all
They might add
types
it
of
in the
twists
final
on that
update
theme,
part 2.
but at the core of
Because
it,
they're gonna
most of our
update
movies
bang.
from the 70s and
Which is like the
80s,
rewatch
especially
I was talking
80s,
about.
was family. Family,
Did they reboot the
family.
one? Do you not have your barrage
Into the
anymore?
90s, the beginning maybe to the middle of. And then
They
it
changed
just became explosions, depravity, drugs,
Maybe.
sex, murder, blood,
No more
guts, slasher this, let's kill that.
Snow Grave
Yada,
of all
yada, yada.
things.
And I'm not saying I don't enjoy
Listen
a
to
good
the one-
slasher or
listen-
horror film
Listen
every
to the
now and
last man
then.
does.
I love them.
It's a
I love
cutscene,
horror. Horror and
it takes a
sci-fi,
long ass time.
my favorite genres of movie.
Called for
I'm
help.
not a big
Why are you
romantic
trying to-
fucking
whoa.
comedy guy. They're funny every now and then. You know,
Whispered Noel's name.
okay. Don't care for tearjerkers. Not a female.
Uh-oh.
No
Did you get
offense,
caught in your
ladies.
tracks with a snow grave?
No offense. But I don't watch movies to be
That's
depressed
exactly what
and sad.
happened.
I don't want to be depressed and
And
sad.
it's a free combo.
If I want to be depressed and sad, I'll go back to where I
Oh,
was
wait, no, it's
born
not just a free combo.
and
There's
sit
a
on my
free
front
fucking
porch.
whale on
And I
you.
guarantee you, I'll be depressed and sad within
Alright,
about
fighting
2
with
minutes of
Chris.
sitting
If you
there.
can be-
So yeah, I don't need to like
But
watch,
you will be able to. I
you know,
won't.
spend time watching that when I don't
I
have
get this
to.
mana now.
So yeah, not
The
interested.
music sounds so
Or I could watch a
cool.
documentary
It sounds
about
like it's
starvation
like
in
more
Africa
intense
or
since
some other
Chris is the only one alive.
place. Maybe
Oh,
starvation
it's
here in
that
America.
stupid ass metal
That's
with that
extremely
song.
depressing because we
Sounds
shouldn't
so
be
nice, though.
starving here in America. Like the fact that there are people who cannot buy groceries
Hey, now
because
you're getting
$50
Chris
worth
more.
of groceries does not get you enough food to really do much
The hell?
if
Oh,
you want
I
to
can't see
eat.
it.
You know. But listen. Here are some of the things that are happening. Besides the fact that
Oh,
my
that
phone
gets
has been
locked. I
infected with
should've
some
used
type
my
of blue ink
I wasn't thinking.
bursted virus, I am still able to use the filter. I figured that out
That would
today.
be cool.
So, you going to bed? Yeah, he's going to bed.
No.
So, I am able to do the double episode of Depraved this Sunday. And I have Monday off, so that's a good thing. Not that I have Monday off for leisure reasons,
Oh.
but I have it off. I had to take a vacation day to handle some
Oh.
family issues.
Well, then I guess we'll find out.
It's another thing I wanted to bring up because I want to do this thing. Another thing I want to add to the channel is a father's forum. Okay, now it is for fathers, but other men. Yes, ladies,
That's
I'm
great.
excluding you because it's
Oh,
it's
man,
father's
it's easy.
forum. Okay, I will create a forum
What
for
the?
parents. Okay, I'm gonna call it the Parents' Place.
Oh.
Father's forum, Parents' Place. Now, I'm not a mom, but I wonder if
The game is
women would be upset if I started like a mother's thing too, like
Oh.
the mom's
So you ever bypass the
mashup.
that's supposed to
I
be
don't know.
bypassed,
I'll come up
like
with some stupid thing that allows me to
That
use
was-
M and M,
Same as
but
in my brain, so
where
it's when the fight
we
is
can
done.
discuss mother stuff because I don't know how to be a mother, and
Now
maybe
there's
some
only one
woman
more
can
fun game
teach
we
me
have to see.
how I should, in some
And
cases,
that's-
deal with my
Since we've
son
seen that snow grave is pretty
from a
pretty
mother's
cool.
point of
Now
view.
you need to go see the
You
last
know,
one.
because I'm not a mom, and
Oh, they're
I do
really
everything
simple.
dad style.
They're put to
And there's some women that might be like, well, you gotta give them a little love and nurturing. Well, oh man, love my kids to death. You won't nurture. I nurture their spirit
Most of the moves are
of
pretty much the
discovery
same.
and adventure and danger. But like when they get
Oh
hurt,
man.
coddle them type shit. No,
Just wait as-
I actually will send them to some type of danger, which I know they can handle.
So
Like
sure
when my
it's just
son
too
learned
much
how to
for
ride
you.
his bike.
Why are you attacking?
I purposely put him on a hill.
I was
Mhm.
just.
Yeah, I did. So he would fall. Yeah, that's right. I said it. I
meant
wanted
to
him to
hold
fall
that.
because
I
he was
already had a
afraid
self-buffet.
of falling.
That's inconvenient.
Once he fucking fell, scraped his ankle and knee and shit, a little blood,
I know that.
and I laughed
I
at him.
hate-
And I'm not happy
Yeah,
about
my
it,
ass
but I
was
did
embarrassing.
laugh at him. I laughed right at him.
Something,
I didn't like
something.
turn around and laugh.
Rouse
I
him.
laughed dead in his face, right?
Rouse
He
him.
got up. He wasn't too happy about it. He was kind of pissed. And I'm not
I
mad
can't move
at
right
him
now.
being
That's a lot of
pissed.
stuff.
And he's not mad at me for being a jackass. That's what I was,
No.
jackass. He
Oh,
understands why I did it because a couple days after that, he was on that fucking bike
Yes.
riding like it was
Yeah.
the fucking thing that he knew how to do best, hauling ass,
Well, not really.
doing it,
She's
right?
like make sure just char and sand.
But a mother would have been like, oh, well, most mothers, and I know this for a fact because I've seen them do it. Oh my God, you gotta be more careful. No, don't be more careful. Just be smarter about what you're doing when you're being dangerous. Take the necessary precautions. But to me, being careful means being afraid. Being afraid means you're not going to do it. So you're going to cut that part out of your life. So yes, mothers, real mothers, not bitches with kids. There's a big difference, okay?
Fighting for
I said it. Bitches with fucking kids. You don't like it?
That
oh,
so good.
fucking well.
I'm just
Because you know I don't give a shit.
I don't like it. Okay.
I don't give a shit. There's not anything that a woman's going to tell me that's not a real mom. That's a bitch with kids. That I'm not doing for mine. Like I said, mothers, please, mothers, real mothers.
Oh, Chris.
Get at your boy. We'll maybe do a show about helping single dads, single fathers, raise their children
I need her to tank.
without the presence of a woman there. Because I know for a fact that it takes both parents to raise kids. They're going to be lacking something. And I know what my children lack is sympathy. We all lack sympathy. We don't feel sorry for anybody anymore. We used to. We used to have a lot of that. Not anymore. Not anymore. We don't feel sorry for people who can help themselves. We definitely don't feel sorry for a single woman who decides to have children and remain single and then browbeat the fuck out of her kids and tell them how much of a burden they are because they're not the little accessory bags that she thought they were going to be.
I can't teleport.
No, we have no love for you because we've dealt with that. Dealt with it. We are not speculating on what it is. We're not telling you based on some shit we saw on YouTube. We've lived it. Alright, we've lived it. We know what a piece of shit woman is. And I hate to even call her a woman. I hate to, because that's disrespectful to other women out there. So I won't call her a woman. In fact, we'll discuss less and less of her as we recover from the bullshit she put us through.
Switching back. I can't switch back.
But if you notice, I'm not like bad-mouthing the hell out of her. You know, there were some things that she did as a human being when she was one that, well, I can't think of any, to be honest with you, that were lasting in a positive way. See, all of her negative shit helped us to learn how to stay away from people like her. And the unfortunate thing about that is we assume everyone is like her first before we don't. And then with, my son doing the shit that he did, well, it just made it a lot worse for us and harder for us to trust people. At least in a positive way. Most of my life I've trusted people to do the one thing that I know they will do, which is fuck you over. Got used to it after a while.
I can't grounded, forgot.
Got used to it after a while. But I still look for people that aren't going to fuck us over. And I think we found some people. We found a few people, actually.
Oh, Chris had to
Funny thing is we had to travel so many miles away to find it and go through a bunch of bullshit from people that we should have been able to trust and rely on simply because, well, we should have been able to trust and rely on them, but we couldn't. So here we are, making the best of our situation. And I'm not going to say a bad situation. Were there some bad moments? Yes. Were there some times when I just wanted to check the fuck out? Yes. A couple of times. But that does not mean that it was a bad situation. There were just some bad times in the situation itself. Right? And that's the way I look at things. There's no good and bad per se on the path. There are good and bad events on this path that itself is neutral, When you have a whole bunch of negative things that intercept your path, well then your path diverts obviously to some negative shit. But you always have the ability to change it. No matter what your circumstances and your situation is, you can change, unless of course you're in prison. Then it's, there's certain situations that you can change there, I'm sure. I wouldn't know per se, but there are certain, you can change situations, let's just fucking put it that way. Maybe not your surroundings all the time, but your situation, or the way you deal with a situation, or the way you allow a situation to impact you mentally and such. What you take from these situations, what you learn from it, what you use to go forward, or what you leave behind.
Start purposely letting myself lose for.
And the unfortunate thing is a lot of her negative shit rubbed off on us. And it's hard for us to just
I think kind of like that.
put the negative shit away. Like, I find myself sometimes just detaching from people, and I'm not that type
I
of
can't
person.
move.
But I found
Why
that
am
it's
I
very easy for me to do it now. And I don't like that. Because when I detach from people, I detach. Like, I don't give a shit at all. Like, you don't exist.
Oh, so just a free
Period.
win, I guess.
And that's scary.
Dies, switches.
You know, that's scary to me, to be able to do that to people.
Switches.
Especially people that you know and have cared about, to just be able to completely cut them out of your life.
Oh, I get it.
Like they
when
didn't
they're at
exist.
their last character, they make sure to show
It is something I find to be extremely cold-hearted and strange.
Totally.
But it is a very, very effective defense mechanism. It's very effective. Especially for people who are empaths like myself.
There we go.
And now you don't have to deal with all the emotional baggage that comes with being an empath and actually caring about a person.
Losing Chris is fine,
on
but
a
I don't want to lose him
core
right now.
level.
So we're gonna. Wow, that's what
You know, you're not looking at the material shit.
Please,
You know,
like,
in most cases,
like,
some material things are not going to help. And of course, if you are dealing with a person who
We're gonna
tells
lose
you that
Rousey in
their
the
happiness
first
is
5
tied to
seconds of the
material
fight,
possessions,
like,
well, you're
man.
dealing with the wrong people. Whether it be in a relationship standing or just friends. Because as soon as you don't have these material things, you don't have their friendship.
Oh, the second amount of this
Poof, it's gone. Gone. You're sitting there wondering. You know, it's funny, like earlier today, right? I was looking through my contacts on my phone that I've gotten since I've lived out here, and it's not even a page long. And I was like, wow. And I'm starting laughing. I was like, I don't have any friends. And I'm cracking up laughing about it. My son's like, why is that funny?
Not there.
And I didn't say this to him, but in my head, I'm thinking to myself, I don't have to deal with a whole bunch of fucking
Yes, Chris,
bullshit.
yes.
Like, I don't have to cut people off or have them cut me off. Because I look at my contacts and my phone from Connecticut, that's just like 5 fucking pages. Not one of those motherfucking people call me. Not one.
Why did I do
Not
that?
a single fucking
that
one.
one takes them all.
Except for my family, but I don't consider them contacts on page. They're family, so that's
Susie.
different. But like so-called friends and shit,
I can switch.
no phone calls. None at all.
One of the few things I'm
And there have been some serious events that have transpired with these so-called friends of mine that they didn't even bring to my attention. You know how I found out? I just so happened to be scrolling through Instagram or fucking YouTube, and wow, there's a whole fucking video about this particular event. And I'm not going to go into detail because I don't want to be a troll or to bring any negative light to these people. But, you know, something happened with a very dear friend of mine, and I was never notified of it. And still to this day,
I'm just stupid like that.
not a phone call, not a post, not a DM, nothing. And these are people that I was very close to, like extremely close to. Extremely close to. We've helped each other out in very, you know, like sticky situations.
Oh, well, no heels.
Hard times.
Quick switch.
Pivotal moments in life.
Switches. That's cool.
And not even a fucking
switches actually
DM.
busted.
That hurt for a hot minute. And then I thought
Alright, go
about
back
it.
to Chris.
Fuck it.
I lied.
Fuck it. Why am I gonna let that shit bother me? You know what I'm saying? Why should I let it bother me? I'm a decent human being. I've done some things in my life that I'm not necessarily proud of, but that doesn't make me a person who should be ashamed of himself. I'm not ashamed of myself. I refuse to be. Why should I be? You know, if the measurement of a person's worth were to be how their children are, well, I'm doing okay. 3 out of 4 are doing the right thing. You know, so if the value of a man was based on the worth of his children by their contribution to not being degenerates, well then I'm doing all right.
I still got it.
You know, I'm doing pretty fucking good.
Dodge health. Going to Susie, so
But that's not how worth is determined, obviously, for a man. I don't know what it is determined by now. You used to be hardworking, take care of family, you were a good man. I've never heard toxic masculinity until recent years.
Why did you get up so fast?
I know what you people are thinking. What the fuck is this dude talking about? He's all over the place. Yes, it's called the ChAoS. Look at nature. It's all over the place. But there's order. So there's order in what I'm talking about. You know, there's a core and a subject and a path. I'm just all over the path right
This look familiar?
And I'm always like that. Once again, if you don't like what it is that I'm doing and talking about, you don't have to watch. You can do whatever else you would do on a Saturday morning or early Sunday morning at 12:35. Which I imagine for most would be something like drinking or drugging, or maybe watching TV or playing video games. It doesn't necessarily have to be negative.
Right.
Or watching YouTube like some of you may be doing right now. Now the reason I would love to grow my subscriber base more than what it is now is because I feel strong that people can learn from our experiences.
What's her last stand? Hang on.
You know, I really do. I think there's something for them to learn here. And also because I like entertaining people.
Jesus.
Not for nothing.
The cinematics is.
You know, most of the stories that I post are honestly because I find them funny. Now, I don't know what it is I'm going to talk about before I start talking. I might have a general idea. Sometimes. Like if I'm talking about the whole plush thing and the Woodland Wars shit, I have an idea, you know. How that came about, I was just talking about some shit like I usually do. And I just let my imagination go. Because this is, my stories are how I think in my head. Like, that's exactly how I think in my head. This is the things I see in my head. Like, literally, I see that shit in my head like a fucking movie. And it cracks me up in my head. And out loud, sometimes I'll laugh, and people will say, "What is he laughing at?" And I'll be like, "Oh, not in my head, you wouldn't understand it." And then they just kind of like walk away. And I'm like, "That's right, walk away. I'm enjoying myself right now." So a lot of the stuff that I post because I enjoy watching some of what I post. For me, you know, it's sort of like my own little stupid video diary, I guess. I don't know. But yeah, let's talk about what I would like to do as far as this podcast or live stream. And I'll tell you who the person is, so if you are not familiar with them, you can get familiar with them in case you're like, "Oh, I don't want to watch this guy doing videos with this other guy because they're assholes." You know, his name is Mr. Smiling Clown Cackles, and he is a YouTube, no, not a YouTube, he's a personality here on Instagram. He actually was born out here and ended up moving to Connecticut, which is hilarious because I was born in Connecticut and moved out here, so we crossed paths, literally. And like, you know, I watch him on Instagram because he thinks somewhat similar to me. We have very different views, which is cool as fuck, but we agree on a lot of the main core things, just different ways of how one should go about it. But we don't disagree to a point of it being a thing where I have to be right or he has to be right. We can agree that, hey, I wouldn't think of it that way, but you know, I can see how you would. Or how about this? We just respect each other's fucking opinions. Oh my God. That's amazing. Like, you respect someone else's opinion. Anyway. So yeah, Colonel Smiley the Clown on Instagram. I don't know if he has a YouTube channel. I haven't seen one. But if he does, I'll definitely get the link in there. But he's a funny guy. I find him funny. I find him funny and real and down to earth, and his whole clown thing, which was what kind of made me like when I seen like they had this filter on TikTok to do clowns. I was like, oh shit, I'm gonna do that, but I'm gonna be more like sinister and evil and shit because it's a scary clown. So I took my little clown thing and I went like really dark with it, which is how Depraved came about, and then I kind of started getting a little bit consumed with the whole serial killer aspect of it. Like, I'm not a method actor, but if I am creating or playing a character, because I do have acting experience, I do, did actually do very well in school. That's not the point, or the point, the fact of the matter is, I get into the character. Like, I actually start to become the character, because it's much easier for me to portray a character that I feel and connect with than to just create something that I don't feel connect with. So I put a lot of my experiences into that depraved character, and I found out that I had a lot of trauma that I hadn't actually dealt with, and it made playing the character as a serial killer a little too dark for me, because I felt my mind was actually starting to become that, and maybe it wasn't, but that's the way I felt. So I decided that I was going to take it in a different direction, keep the sinisterness, but let's bring about a way to use this character to reach people in a positive way. So I started doing stories about, different depraved people. Like, because most people obviously think of evil people as looking evil. Like, you can see them, they're evil. And that's not always the case, I've covered mothers who kill their kids, fathers who kill their families, girlfriends who killed their boyfriends, and now I'm on 33 of the worst serial killers in history. I did 2 so far, and I'm going to be doing 2 tomorrow, as long as everything works the way it's supposed to work, because I do not want to do the show without the filter. Just me, and it just wouldn't work. You know what I'm saying? It wouldn't work. When you see a character, you want to see that character. You know that there's somebody playing that character. You may even know what the person who plays that character looks like. But when they are that character, you want them to be that character. So, that's what it is. But yeah, I would be interested in seeing what me and Mr. Smiley or Cackles can accomplish as far as like a podcast or a show. I'm looking forward to it. And this is something we've been talking about for probably 3 months, because so much shit keeps happening that I can't stop and do it. But right now we're kind of in a place where I have the time to start reorganizing my endeavors.
And they said they made it so you can't hurt yourself.
Like, I've got videos right now to post, gaming videos and shit to post, that I haven't posted, and not because they're not ready to go. They're ready to go. I just, every time I sit down, I get ready to post them. I'm just like, I would show them to you, but I do not really feel like trying to make this thing show you the screen while showing me at the same time. It would make me mad, and I don't feel like being mad right now. I'm actually in a pretty good mood. I woke up, so I'm gonna be up probably all night until morning, because I woke up at 10 o'clock, and I don't even know what time I went to sleep. Probably about, what was it, like 6? Yeah. Like 6 o'clock. So I got 4 hours of sleep. I'm good for the next 24 right now. Like, I literally can go for the next 24 hours, even if I was at work, which normally I would be. So I might go back to sleep only because I'm not doing anything, and my body will probably be like, look, buddy, this 4 hours of sleep shit when you're not doing shit isn't going to work for us. We're going back to sleep for another 4 hours, okay? And that's what usually will happen. But I'm pretty sure I'm going to be up to it, because I know I don't have to work on Monday.
Been waiting for that
so I don't have to necessarily have sleep within the next 2 days.
Is making me literally just use a move and then hold block the entire fucking time?
Oh, yeah, so... Right. Yeah, that show, I can't wait to like flesh that out.
Lord almighty, I missed my Black Flash.
With the dude. I'm actually looking forward to it once again. But
that's enough of that. Since
we are here, right? Since we're here,
because I know I can't for actual Flash.
Why don't I tell you all a story? What? Well, I tell you a story about
not that distracts from me using music at all, because it doesn't.
I'm not sure, but we're about to find out. I'm thinking maybe perhaps.
I hate his live flash though, I won't lie, I don't like it.
Perhaps. I could tell a story about the whole plush thing. Or I could tell a story about something totally different altogether. Maybe something paranormal. Science fiction. I haven't done anything science fiction in a while. So that's what I'm going to do. Let me get my speaker system on. Because I don't want to use the shitty fucking tin sounding monitor speakers. Because that shit drives me crazy. And I don't want to hear tin sound. So let's get the bass going. Bow. And let's get some music on. Let's see. Playlist. Let's see what
and this is exactly what
sounds
do the whole
I want to use.
No, I'm not gonna snake.
I'll go with this one.
That's okay. I'll take this.
Alright.
But you're gonna get down from there. Yeah.
Let's start this story
How are you gonna
off
start this up?
from the beginning.
Oh, there goes my
And
story.
I know what you're saying. Isn't this the beginning? No. This is the middle, right?
It was the charge.
Before we were sitting here having this live stream, there was an after. And I know what you're saying. What the fuck is he talking about? How could there be an after before there was a now?
And off we go.
I don't know. And who cares? That's not what we're here to talk about. We're here to talk about whatever it is that my brain is cooking right now while I'm stalled. And that's what I'm doing. You know this because I'm not talking about anything in particular except for how I'm going to talk about something that I'm not talking about yet, but I am going to talk about it now. Yesterday, right?
I feel like the benefits make his hip-hop.
Yesterday, I was out doing some stuff. What stuff I was doing, I don't remember. But stuff is what I was doing when I was doing it. A light shone from the sky, bright. Now mind you, I'm in the woods, right? It's a little knoll near where I live here. It's a beautiful little scenic area. Scenic to me. It may not be scenic to those of you who grew up here. You probably like, who cares? It's a little knoll in the trees in the clearing with a little mound that you can sit on and enjoy nature. And that's what it is. Raccoons, deer, groundhogs, birds and things come up and they talk to me, they tell me stuff. But they didn't tell me anything this day because this light shone, like I said, brightly from the sky in a beam into the mound. It hit. Splash. It didn't splash. But like if it was water, it would have splashed, but it was light. And light doesn't make a sound when it does stuff. So I just want you to think of it as splashing. So you can imagine how I felt when this light beamed down upon this mound and reflected back on me. I thought I had been splashed with light. And I was splashed with light. And I felt the radiant energy warming my very insides. And I didn't like it because I thought maybe this light was like a microwave beam and they were trying to cook me. And it wasn't a microwave beam. And whatever it was wasn't trying to cook me. It was, what was it? It was a dimensional portal. Its warming sensation was it telling my body, please, come into the light. And I did go into the light. I walked right into it like a fucking moth to a flame. Poof. Disappeared. Ended up someplace that wasn't the place that I was at when I walked through the light. And I know you know that that's something that happens when you go through doors, that you're not in the same place as you started from. But I mean, this place was totally different from anything I'd ever seen. Indescribable. Is that even a word? Indescribable? Probably not, but I just made it up, so now it is. Indescribable. Or undescribable, that's what you would say in English, but I like indescribable. There was no description for it. I can't even describe it to you. I wish I could. It was so different that my mind still cannot process what it is that I saw, but I do remember some of the things that I saw. I remember the beast. that chased me around this fucking place for I don't know how long it was. Days there were strange. It was like day, night, night, day. Like there was no cycle. Like it would be day for a couple hours, then it would be night for like 5 hours, then it would be day for like 12 hours, and it would be night for like an hour. It was just weird as fuck. I was flipping out. And meanwhile, I'm running away from this beast. This evil beast had long hair that it could take off at will, like a wig. Breath, horrendous. Snaggle teeth. Claws. Colorful claws. I didn't understand why the claws were colorful, but they were. You know, red, yellow, green, purple, blue. Came at me. Evil, mean, crazy. Just snarling. I didn't even do anything to this thing, right? Like, except run from it. And I ran into a corner. And of course I'm sad now because I think I'm going to be eaten by a beast. And I remember to myself, no, you're not going to be eaten by a beast. You got kids to get home to. You should have never walked through that light in the fucking first place. Why you did it, I don't know. But you know, now you're here. Now let's get back there where we belong. There was a stick, right? And I grabbed it. Grabbed it up real fast. And I said, hey, beast, why don't you leave me alone? Okay? I don't know what your fucking problem is, but I don't want to have any parts of whatever it is that you want from me. Now, of course, I'm thinking because this thing is snarling and clawing and shit, it's hideous, breath is horrendous, this clumsy man was trying to scratch me and eat me. No, that's not what it was trying to do at all. It was in pain. It hated its own existence so much, and it wanted me to end its existence. Nah, I wasn't signing up for none of that shit. Didn't sign up for that. Don't even know what this thing is, right? Like, so how do I know its existence is so bad? Right? So that's what I said to it. It's like, no, I'm not gonna do that. Show me why. So this thing took me. Yeah, I walked with it, talked with it, with my hand up because I didn't want to smell its breath. It's bad breath, terrible. Anyway, we walked and I talked with it, and it showed me its life. And I saw why this thing wanted to end its life, or have me end it. It was a parasite. Like, it lived off of others' misery. And people decided, guess what? We're not going to be miserable no matter what. We're just going to be happy, even over the smallest little thing. You know what? Every day I wake up, I'm going to be happy for that. I'm going to be happy I woke up. I'm going to be happy I'm free. And I'm going to be happy I'm alive. And by doing so, they started to defeat this beast, which at one point was one of them. They showed me pictures of it when it was human. It was a beautiful human. Beautiful human. But it was always masking the fact that it wasn't really truly a beautiful human. It was never human at all. But it was a beautiful human because beautiful humans attract prey. Or its prey, perhaps I should say. So after witnessing what this thing was and understanding that why it wanted to take its life, I felt even more compelled to not do so. Because you're a piece of fucking shit and you should suffer. Running around wanting death but never having it because, well, you've caused suffering and now you must face it. You must face this suffering beast. You must face it! And I walked away, seeking the light that I came through so I could go home. And I found it, and I went home. And I saw my sons, and I said, listen, I ran into something in this dimensional thing, and my son Miles was like, you didn't bring me. I was like, well, you guys were, I don't know what you were doing. I don't know what I was doing. I just saw this light, and there it was, and I went in it, and I saw this beast. You saw a beast, Dad? I'm like, yeah, I saw a fucking beast. Snarling, colorful nails, missing teeth, horrendous breath. It was terrible, and hair it could take off at will. And you know, he was looking at me like, and so I'm like, why are you looking at me like that? He's like, are you talking about mom? I'm like, no, I'm not talking about mom, your mom. No, if you want to call her that, I don't know why you would call her that. Well, it's the only thing that I know to call her. I was like, no, there's other things you can call her, but I respect that you still respect her enough to call her that. That goes to show that you are a child of fortitude and respect. The way I raised you, despite the things that you had to deal with. But anyway, Miles, this is beast. No, it wasn't mom. It wasn't mom. But you know what? Maybe it could have been her in another dimension where aliens are masking themselves as human beings to get in with human beings and suck on their suffering. And then when you no longer suffer, they show their true beastness. Wow, Dad, is that what happened? Yeah, this thing was chasing me around, right, Miles? It was chasing me around, and I could tell that it wanted to die because it didn't attack me and eat me when it had me cornered. It just kind of looked at me all pathetically with this threatening face, like, go ahead and do it. And I was like, no. You said no? I said, yeah. I said no. I said no. And I walked with it and talked with it, and I found this village full of people, and they showed me what it looked like before it was what it was. And they said, no, don't feel bad for it. It's a fucking alien.
Why is everybody using that?
It wants to die so that it can make you feel terrible for its death. And I'm like, yeah, really? Yeah, and guess what? It won't die. It'll come back from that. And then cause the same shit to happen to us all over again. So we have subscribed to a life of appreciative happiness. Appreciative happiness. Yes, we appreciate things, so we're happy about those things that we appreciate. I said, that's pretty awesome. That's pretty awesome. Like, what do you have to appreciate? Anything. You can appreciate the fact that you didn't take a shit at 2 o'clock in the afternoon if you want to. Really? It works that way? Yes. Like, I can actually make myself happy from little shit like that. Yes. But you have to work at it. It doesn't happen overnight. You have to constantly do this. But I'm a busy man. I don't have time to be waking up every day talking about how happy I am with the fact that I just woke up. Why not? You just woke up. Just say, hey, I'm happy and alive. And that really works. Yeah. It definitely gets rid of these evil beasts. Moral of this story, folks, because there is a moral to this story. I haven't told a story with a moral in a long time, but there's a moral to this story. The moral to this story is find in your life the little tiny things that make you happy that you're alive. The fact that you're walking. The fact that you might have just taken a puff of your vape, which means you have lungs that work. You're driving to work. Maybe you hate your fucking job, but you're driving there. You know, you're not asking somebody for a ride or catching a cab or walking. And you get to go home, wherever that may be, whether it's with your parents or in your own apartment. Or maybe you have a tent set up in the fucking woods. The thing I'm trying to say, folks, is be happy for the things that you are able to do on a regular basis because you never know when you won't be able to do it. And love, and hold close your children. Don't throw them out when they turn 18. Why? Build a bigger fucking house. Tell them to get jobs, work, and build a house near your property. Why would you ever want your children to go far from you? I don't understand that shit. I'll never understand that shit. But yeah, hold your kids close, man. Hold them close. Teach them. Don't hold secrets from them. Don't tell them it's grown folks' business. It's their business, because they will one day be grown folks. You can't hide things from them anymore. And when you do, all you do is make them wonder why you're hiding it from them in the first place. So then they don't trust you. You breed distrust in your children unknowingly by keeping things from them. Because they're thinking in their head, well, why didn't you just tell me that? Like, you didn't think I could handle it? Oh, well, you're too young to understand. You'll be amazed at what they understand when they're young. And the only reason they don't understand is because you're not teaching them. They'll understand it if you teach them. My kids understand a lot of shit that maybe they shouldn't understand at 13 and 16, but they fucking understand it now. So when they get older, guess what? They'll totally understand it. It won't be a fucking surprise. Oh God, I didn't know this. Yeah, well, you know because you've seen it. You've lived, you've done, you've experienced, you've been taught. So teach your kids. Love your kids, teach your kids, love your family, hold them close. Because when they're gone, they're gone.